understand both the debatees for we don't dialogue at these community meetings. So the topic of the debate, of course, is hold on, let me get the flyer here. Let me get the flyer up. Yes. Which way of life is better for our people? Islam or Israel? The Bible or the Quran? Captain Tazaryach versus Eric Mohammed. So for the first round, Captain is going to go first, and for the second round, Brother Minister Eric Mohammed will be going. And the second will be going the first at the second round. All right? So let me just introduce both brothers. First and foremost, let me introduce Captain Tazaryach, you know him from the ICPK camp. Peace and love to you, brother. What are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. What's going on? Shalom, peace to the chat. I'm doing pretty good today.
All right. And his opponent tonight is none other than Minister Eric Mohammed from the Nation of Islam. I think it's mosque number 15.
Temple number 15.
Temple number 15, I'm sorry. Temple number 15 in Georgia. How are you doing today, my brother?
Fine, sir. All praises due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
All right. All right. So let me get the clock ready. Are you ready, Captain Tazaryach?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Let me get the clock going.
So this is so is this like the
this is the open stage.
So like the 5 minute?
5 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I got you.
All right.
All right, well, I'm Captain Tazaryach of ISUBK, under Commander General Hunter, the leader of this nation. This debate is a good debate, like all debates that deal with what could be profitable or better for black people. From our standpoint, it's the Israelites. I don't see the Quran, I don't see Kemet, I don't see Buddha, I don't see no African mumbo jumbo. I don't see none of that working for us. And what we'll see in this debate is that brothers like Eric Mohammed, as well as other Muslims, black Muslims, they feel they are in full agreement with me. They are in full agreement with me and the Israelites that the Bible is the only foundation. I don't know the reason why they even use the Quran. I rarely see them use the Quran. I rarely see them quote the Quran primarily. Their main principal source is the Bible, just like ours is. So I don't see even what the dispute is that the Bible is the only solution. Their so-called prophet, Elijah Muhammad or Father Muhammad, is only contained in the Bible. Which when I say contained in the Bible, like the term Elijah, that's not in the Quran. Elijah Muhammad is not in the Quran. Only Muhammad is in the Quran. They try to add it's interesting because they add a Israelite name and an Arabic name to make their prophet when God hates the Arabs. He doesn't have love for the Arabs. When you go into the scriptures, which I'll show, the Arabs are against us. And that's the father of that Quran. The father of that Quran is Arabs. So being an Arab is like being a Christian, because the Christians are white folk. That's a white man's religion. Even Judaism is a white man's religion. The Bible doesn't have religion in the sense that anybody can be those people. You have to ethnically be the Israelites. The problem is everybody grasps to that book. So Muslims grab to it. Christians grab to it. Buddhists grab, everybody grab to it because their religion is trash without it. There is no substantiation to the Quran without adding or grabbing to the Bible. And even in the Quran, it says, who's the chosen people? Who's the favorite people? Israel. So why are we even talking about the Quran? So what I'll show is some verses and things like that in the Quran that not only prove the Bible is the only answer, but we should make the Quran toilet paper. I'll show what the Muslims say about or how they feel about the Quran, and I think that's it. So I don't think I need to take up the whole 5 minutes. I don't even know if I need the whole 20 minutes to destroy the Quran. I think it's trash, and that's no disrespect to any brother that considers himself a Muslim. I am not against any brother as a brother, but I am against belief that destroys us. And the sub-Saharan slave trade did just as much damage as the transatlantic slave trade. And who was the fathers of that? The Arabs. So we follow in a religion that was murdering us. So That's it. I'll yield the rest of my time. The brother can go ahead from there.
All right, thank you very much, my brother.
No problem.
All right, so let me ask Brother Minister Eric Mohammed. Let me unmute his mic for him. And you can start when you're ready, brother. This is your opening statement, 5 minutes.
All right, for those who may not know who I am, I'm Minister Eric Mohammed of Muhammad's Temple number 15, under the leadership of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I am not a follower of Minister Louis Farrakhan. I am not a follower of any of the quote-unquote Nation of Islam leaders who have popped up since the departure of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I follow the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and only the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and there is no one between me and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. In 1975, the Nation of Islam was destroyed by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's son, Wallace D. Muhammad. And since then, there have been factions of the Nation of Islam that have popped up with leaders of those factions claiming that they are the Nation of Islam. It is our position as followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad that the only legitimate Nation of Islam is the followers of Messenger Elijah Muhammad. So if you like Minister Farrakhan, too bad, so sad. If you like some other leaders of any other Nation of Islam, too bad, so sad. I think it is as disrespectful as hell because some brother is, no, I'm not going to
Come on, yeah, there you go. Some nigga. I knew, listen, it looked like that's what he wanted to say in the first place.
That you're going to call him and his movement the Nation of Islam and not respect this movement as the Nation of Islam. So,
somebody got any black on?
Introduction of who I am. I am a minister, a follower, and a representative of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And most of you who think you know the Nation of Islam don't know the Nation of Islam. And it amazes me that you want to dispute with a Nation of Islam that you know so little of. It also amazes me that you want to dispute with a quote, religion, end quote, of Islam that you know so little about. There have been several misrepresentations made so far. First of all, this idea that Islam is an Arab religion is ridiculous. Islam is the black man's religion. That is our position. Now, if you dispute that position, that's your business. But you can't dispute that position and tell me that it's my position. My position, the position of the followers of Messenger Elijah Muhammad, is that Islam is the black man's religion. And the white man's position is that Islam is the black man's religion. The Quran is not an Arab book. You don't even know what an Arab is. I have to say to you respectfully, when you say it's an Arab book, well, brothers and sisters, what?
I looked, the sun and the moon is still up in the sky, right? It's not on his bow tie. You know, he got the crescent moon and the sun on his bow tie. That's how much they worship the moon. They worship the moon so much they put it on their bow tie. That's balls on your neck, by the way. Jeremiah 31 and 37 says, I'm gonna keep going. So now let's look and see when it comes to the laws of God. If the Quran follows the laws of God, because they try to claim Allah is God. But for Muhammad to call on Allah predates Muhammad. That's why he had to worship that rock. That's why to this day, Muslims have to circle that rock. And if he ever says that I'm not telling the truth about that, I'm sorry. If I skip to it, I'm gonna have to line this up a little better because it doesn't share the entire screen, so I'll go back. So now let's find out about the food. It says all food was lawful to the children of Israel. This is 2 Surah 3:93. Now we talk about a dietary law. Because the dietary law is why we suffer so much from COVID-19, is why we have diabetes, high blood pressure, etc. from the foods that we eat. So it says, all food was lawful to the children of Israel, except what Israel made unlawful for itself. Israel never made anything unlawful except unclean foods, right? So now 2 Surah 3, I apologize. 2 Surah 2 and 172. O ye who believe, eat of the good things that we have provided for you, and be grateful to Allah if it is him ye worship. Verse 173. He hath only forbidden you dead meat, blood, and flesh of the swine. Now for those of us that know the Bible, there's a whole Leviticus the 11th chapter of the type of animals you can eat, the type of fish you can eat, the type of birds you can eat, the type of insects that you can eat. But it gets worse. So here, Muhammad is clearly changing the word of God. He's not keeping it at all. So if he's not keeping the word of God, we for sure can't listen to this false prophet, because but to disqualify Muhammad totally, he's not an Israelite. He's an Ishmaelite. Deuteronomy 18:18 says, I will raise a prophet from among thy brethren. Ishmael is not our brother. Ishmael is our enemy. I'll show that a little later, but Ishmael is our enemy. He was never our brother. So it says, and the flesh of swine, and that which any other name hath been invoked besides that of Allah. But if one forced by necessity, meaning if you feel need without willful disobedience, no transgression due to limits, then he is guiltless. And that's a lie in the Bible. In the Bible, it says, strive for the truth until death. What I have highlighted here is 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter, in the 1st verse. It says, it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the kings against the law to taste swine's flesh. Now, the swine is one of the things that they're forbidden to eat. In the Quran, it's forbidden to eat in the Torah as well. But in the Quran, it says, if it's a necessity, without willful disobedience, you can eat that swine. Let's see what our Israelite brother said. Verse 2. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our Father. That's the spirit that you're supposed to be in. If you really love God, then you follow his laws unto death. You don't compromise those laws. Now I'm going to show another one. Remember, this battle is about the Quran or the Bible. Which one is better? When it comes to our women, I brought this up with some Puerto Rican brother, some nut, thought he was a Muslim too. In Surah 4 and 34, it says, men are the protectors and maintainers of women, because Allah has given the one more strength, the strength is in parentheses, than the other, and because they support them from their means. Therefore, the righteous women are devoutly obedient. Guard in the husband's absence, what Allah would have them guard. So the righteous sister, she down with them. But it says, as to those, hey, can I get that water? But as to those women on whose part you fear, all you got to do is just fear disloyalty or ill conduct. So if you observe from your woman ill behavior, ill conduct, or if you feel she's disloyal to you, it says admonish them first. That's the first thing it says. Now, I don't really disagree with the admonishing them part, because if anybody goes off, of course, you want to correct it. The next thing it says, refuse their beds. And I don't know if y'all know, but if you got a woman that's going off, usually that rod correct her. Jeremiah said, I don't know about y'all, right? But you ever have a woman you arguing with, and then you lay down the real rod, because this saying refuse to share the bed. Half the time it's because they not getting into the bed. That's why they acting like that. But the Quran say refuse to share the bed. It says, and last, beat them. Now it got in parentheses lightly. But how do you beat a woman lightly? But we supposed to follow the Quran. So if you following the Quran, or if you're a Muslim, now I see Why them women wear them Ninja Turtle outfits? They want to make sure none of their covering show. I see why they keep their head down. I see why they don't say nothing, because God forbid if they do, their husband can beat them, and according to the Quran, they can't do nothing. They can hide that. Thank you. You can actually hide the bruises. Now I see why they wearing them dresses. They wearing them dresses so they hiding all them ass whippings the Muslims giving them, according to what Muhammad said they could do to them. This has to be answered. Because if you're going to say the Quran is better, you have to show me where in the Bible you can beat your woman. Because when I go to Deuteronomy 24:1, it says, when a man have taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he had found some uncleanness in her. So now he finds some issue with her. It says, then let him write her a bill of divorcement. At best, the Bible allows you to separate from your woman. But I ain't seen a scripture yet that said you can beat your woman because she's being disobedient. I ain't seen it. Right. Even if I go further in Ephesians 5:22, it says, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. And that's how every woman should reverence their husband. He's your God in the house. 23, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body, because the husband is the protector. He's the provider. It says, therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church. I ain't see Christ beating no women. Was Christ beating women? Maybe I misunderstood. In everything, and gave himself for it. Verse 28, so ought men to love wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. So if you love yourself, and that's why 29 is so heavy, it says no man ever yet hated his own flesh. So these scriptures is actually teaching you not to hate your woman. That's what it's teaching you, not to hate your woman, but nourish it and cherish it, even as the Lord the church. I'll keep going now. Here's the humdinger. In that Quran, it clearly tells you to worship a rock. Clearly. The brother should have went first. The battle might have went in a different direction. The Quran tells you to obey and worship a rock. Y'all make sure if he does not respond to what I'm saying, you have to hold him to that. This is Surah 22 and 26. And remember when we assigned to Abraham the site of the house. Now, one of the questions I'm going to ask him is, show me when Abraham was assigned this house, this Kaaba, this stone. And remember when we assigned to Abraham the site of the house, saying, do not do not associate anything with me in worship, and purify my house for those who circle the Kaaba, stand in prayer, and bow and prostrate themselves. So now he can't say you're not worshiping a rock, because the Kaaba is the stone. So in the Bible, Habakkuk 2 and 18, it's, first of all, the Lord says, don't make no graven images to me, because there is no image of God that you can worship. So now the Bible, or the Old Testament, which he himself said is our records, say don't worship no graven images. The Quran says to stand in it in prayer and bow and prostrate yourself. That's what the Quran say. He has to answer that. So he has to show me in the Quran that it's better than the Bible. I'm going to yield right there. I'm going to stop sharing. Do I hit? Okay, that's what I'm.
Thank you, Captain Tazaryach.
Hey, how do I stop it? How do I stop? Do I hit pause share?
Stop sharing. Yeah, stop sharing.
Okay. I think I did it. There we go.
All right, there you go. So, Brother Eric Muhammad, you're up. You can mic, Captain. Matter of fact, yeah, you already muted. All right.
So, sir,
Brother Eric Muhammad, you're up, my brother.
In the middle of recording,
here.
in the middle of recording,
Right.
in the middle of recording, the phone turned off.
Okay.
Is there a way we can stop that from happening so it's just recording through?
First,
If you push the record button.
Let's get some foundation.
It is recording, sir.
Did it go off again?
Where Islam has
It hasn't gone off since yet, because I'm watching.
Probably wasn't pushed the first time.
No, sir, it was.
Thank
was,
you, Brother Tazaryach. I didn't want to go first because I can't deal with what you are saying if I don't know what you were saying. I have to first see how entirely insane what you're saying is, so that I can know where to apply the medicine. All right. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that what he brings us is a new Islam. Let me repeat myself. The Most Honorable Elijah
He's about to get
Muhammad
rid of the
teaches
Quran.
us
I
that
knew
what
it.
he brings us
I knew it.
is a new Islam. Only the principles he teaches us remain the same. We do not teach, nor do we
He said the
practice
principles remain the same, though, right?
World Orthodox Islam. So when you want to attack the Nation of Islam, stop attacking old world Orthodox Islam and then trying to act like that's the Nation of Islam. That's number one. It is our belief that for the past 6,000 years, the black nation has been under the rule of the Caucasian devil. And because of this, for those 6,000 years, the true identity of the white man and the true identity of the black man had to be hidden in order to allow the white man
Did y'all cut the hair on?
So prophets have been sent by God with scriptures from himself. But the full understanding of what the prophets have taught has not been revealed until the coming to us of God in person, Master Farad Muhammad, and his giving the job of revealing those secrets to us, to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Let's start right there. We're asked the question in the supreme wisdom, who made the Holy Quran or Bible? How long ago? And the answer is the Holy Quran or Bible is made by the original people. The Holy Quran or Bible is made by the original people, who is Allah, the supreme being, the black man from Asia. The Quran will expire in the year 25,000, 9,080 years from the date of this writing. So the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that the Quran or Bible is made by us. You may say, well, you said in the Bible is the white man's poison book. Well, that's because we tell you in what the Muslims want and in what the Muslims believe on the back page of our paper, that we believe in the truth of the Bible. Not we believe in the Bible, we believe in the truth of the Bible. But we believe it, meaning that truth, has been tampered with. And therefore it, meaning the Bible, must be reinterpreted so that mankind will not be snared, meaning bamboozled, by the falsehoods that have been added to it. When the black man revealed the scriptures of the Bible to the prophets, those scriptures were 100% true. But as Messenger Muhammad teaches us, as soon as the white man got his hands on it, because he is by nature an enemy of the truth, he started tampering with that truth. And for you to say
to show me where
you can't see anywhere where the white man has tampered with the truth, you got to be kidding me, brother. Slaves, obey your masters. Love your enemies. If your enemy smites you on one side of the cheek, turn the other cheek and let him smite you on that cheek as well. If he takes your coat from you, give him your cloak.
All you gotta do is keep reading and say masters do the same
I'm
thing.
not even going to sit here and try to go through all the insanity that the Bible teaches. It's readily available, and come on, brother. You don't need Minister Eric Muhammad to whoop on no Hebrews about that Bible, because Kimetics and some everybody else has already done that fairly well. So please don't say you don't see how the white man has tampered with the Bible. The white man conquered us and enslaved us with that very Bible. That's number one. Now, you say the Holy Quran has nothing to do, I mean, I'm paraphrasing what you say now. You're saying the Holy Quran has nothing to do with black people. Well, let's go to the Quran. The Holy Quran says, surely we created man of sounding clay, of black mud, fashioned into shape. Now, please don't make the mistake of thinking that some spirit took some mud and created people. It's speaking symbolically. But you can't make a white man from black mud. The Quran is telling you that the original man is the black man.
He's thinking you a regular.
Then it goes on to say, and we created the
You're talking to me like a Christian. I ain't say none of what he's saying.
So you have two different classes of men. You have man.
Say it one more time.
Jinn.
He hasn't been able to explain it away from your video. The video you have on him on the Bible.
Yeah, you can't. Because he said it.
Yeah. Allah created.
That's what I said. I knew he wasn't going to bring no
created in the
Hell no.
That's
why when you brought that, he was like, fuck.
He fucked up letting me go first. He might have had a better shot by him going first.
And if you understand the Quran, we know what the Quran says, but we need to know what
he just backtracked what he said. Just now, he explained what the Bible
understanding has been given from the world for the past 6,000 years. Not that the Quran, the scripture that is, was here 6,000 years ago, but the scriptures of all of the prophets have been here for the past 6,000 years or thereabouts. So when you understand the Bible, when you understand the Holy Quran, it points to us. Now, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said about teaching on the Bible and the whole world Orthodox Muslims condemning him for doing so, he said, you don't have my mission. Our people are buried in the Bible. They are not buried in the Quran. The white man did not use the Quran to enslave our minds. He used the Bible, and you're a perfect example of that. So in order to free us, you have to go where we are in bondage. And the Bible is where we are in bondage. So we go in the Bible to free our people from the bondage that the white man used the Bible to put us in. You have a Bible that teaches you, brother, in the book of Malachi, 4th chapter. Behold, before the great and dreadful day of the Lord, I will send you Elijah. He didn't say I will send you Elijah. He said I will send you Elijah. He didn't say I will send you Tazaryach. He said I will send you Elijah.
But if the Bible is poison, then that's poison too.
What that Elijah was prophesying he would come and do. But the most powerful Elijah of that scripture in Malachi, and he has done and continues to do exactly what that Elijah said he would do. Now, let's go back to the Holy Quran. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad, since he brings us a new Islam, supersedes the Holy Quran. Just like Jesus superseded with the Injil, he superseded the Torah that was given to Moses. Whenever one prophet comes, the Holy Quran teaches us every prophecy has a term. There is no one prophet whose term of divine rule, quote unquote, lasts forever. Moses' teaching, we are taught by Messenger Muhammad, was to last for 2,000 years until the coming of Jesus. Jesus' teaching in a perfect world was supposed to last for 2,000 years until the coming of Master Farad Muhammad. But the white man had things in such disarray that in only 600 years, another prophet had to be raised in order to carry the white man for the next 1,400 years to the completion of the term of the Injil. And that's why the Quran teaches you that Muhammad and itself, meaning the Quran, are a mercy. Of mercy in the sense that from Jesus to Master Farad Muhammad, there wasn't supposed to be anybody. but the white man made it necessary for someone to come and to correct the evil that the white man had committed that caused the term of the prophecy of Jesus to be in threat of not lasting for the 2,000 years that it was meant to last for. So, Muhammad comes, and he gives the religion of Christianity the crutches that it needs to stand on for the next 1,400 years until the man who was really supposed to succeed Jesus, Master Farad Muhammad, comes. Now, with respect to being wise, anybody with any knowledge of the Nation of Islam knows that if you put your hands on your wife, rightly or heavily, you get put out of the Nation of Islam.
Can we throw the Quran away?
You're engaging in misrepresentation. We are not allowed to beat our wives in any way.
It's not misrepresentation. It's in your book.
From the temple.
It's in your book. So he's going against his book. I am going to say that. Yeah. I got you.
Y'all black conscious brothers running around with all this polygamy. Islam does not permit us, as taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, to have more than one wife. And
make sure I say, but Elijah Muhammad got 6 young girls pregnant, 6 teenagers pregnant. Yes! Yes! That's the second round. That's the second round. But in my rebuttal in this round, make sure I say that shit.
Elijah Muhammad had sex with his secretaries and produced children by them. Tazaryach Muhammad, who is really Tazaryach Dinar, has never been and will never be the wife of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Ishmael Muhammad and what's that other one? Rasul. Their names are actually Dinar, and they never ever have been the most honorable Elijah Muhammad's children. He never had more than one wife. He never had more than one woman that he was having sex with after he married Sister Clara Muhammad. We don't believe in polygamy. We don't engage in polygamy. That's number one. The messenger teaches a message to the black man: respect, protect, and elevate the black woman. So I don't know where you're going with this, that somehow, in some way, we are abusive to our women. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad already found us insanely abusive to black women. And he stopped us from engaging in the abusive behavior and attitudes that we have towards black women.
It's like he's trying to switch up on the ad He's trying to do the reverse
Right. He's trying to get me to switch off that I'm saying they beat women. I'm not saying they beat women. I'm saying their religion says they beat women. I know. Yeah, I got it. No, I ain't saying it like that. I want you to say that shit because I might not have it. That's why I got y'all one. So like y'all said, that's why they wearing the damn dresses. That's fine.
And I don't mean that disrespect, because you haven't been disrespectful, in my opinion. I mean, you're trying to crown us a little bit, but this Islam like that. You ain't showing me that, but if you do, you're gonna see a change in Minister Eric, and you're gonna get that work. However,
heard what I'm saying? You hear me?
You hear me? You hear me? Talk black to me. You know what I'm saying? You hear what he said? He said the Kaaba is the house, the rock is in the house. The rock is a sign.
It is there to make that Arabs and all our Muslims circumnavigate that rock 7 times and kiss the rock.
And I ain't even had the kiss part.
It is a sign.
I ain't kissing no rock.
7,000 years.
Hey, can I get another ice cube?
Of white rule over the black nation, that a black nation would be raised up to take over once again the rulership of the world. You got to give people a ritual to instill within them lesson or
See how you said you got to give them a ritual?
that when
That's
when
the
the
sign.
time comes,
Our
if
people
their
look for a
hearts
sign.
are sincere, then they will recognize it for what it is. So no, we don't worship Ra. No, we do not beat our women, and I don't know how much time. I got a few more minutes. Also, with respect to the Nation of Islam, the Nation of Islam is a militant black nationalist, radical black separatist, and revolutionary pan-Africanist movement. It is all about black people. And if we're going to have a debate, and we're going to debate two things. Number one, is the Hebrew Israelite way of life or Nation of Islam way of life better for black people? Well, brother, the proof is in the pudding. What the Nation of Islam has produced in works on behalf of black people strips what the Hebrew Israelite movement has produced in the way of works on behalf of black people, but makes it like Buki in New Jack City and runs it up the street.
Damn, this makes sense.
Do not have anything. You people have done
This nigga brings everything
absolutely
else but the
nothing
Bible.
that can compare with the works of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
you taking notes for the rebuttal?
Yeah. Why you got
If
some?
you're going to quote the Holy Quran,
You can.
you got to quote the Holy Quran in context. When the Holy Quran says, "O children of Israel, call to mind my favor which I bestowed on you," that's past tense. Call to mind the favors that I bestowed on you, and I did this for you, and I did that for you. If you read what the Quran is saying in context, it is saying all of those things to show them how unjust they are in rejecting the revelation that was given to Muhammad. The Holy Quran clearly says that the favored position of the Jews was removed from them. And it wasn't removed from them at the time of Muhammad. It was actually Jesus who was the last prophet to the Jews to say to the Jews that their favored position in the world was about to be taken away from them and given to a people bringing forth the fruits thereof. That's your own Bible. So, yes, the so-called Jew was given a favored position in the past.
He can't say so-called Jew.
But that
He
has
said we
been
the Jews.
revoked because the Israelites have been a rebellious house as the
Cap, what's so wild is
and so
if you acknowledge Israel,
and now
you have to acknowledge the God of the Bible.
black man in the
That's why I read Jeremiah 31 and 36. It said, if you see the sun and the moon, we still his people. We still in that
and the most
position.
honorable Elijah Muhammad is the only door through which we can go to receive that salvation. There's more I can say, but I'll yield the rest of my time.
Oh, you are. Oh.
All right, thank you, Eric. Captain Tazaryach, I'm going to reset the time.
There's a rebuttal?
And Captain
Yes,
Tazaryach,
it's a rebuttal.
you have 5 minutes to rebut. And go ahead, my brother.
Okay, in the rebuttal round, I'm just, hey, can you hear me, Garfield?
Yes.
Hey, before you start my time, I don't know if I'm going to play a video, but just in case I play a video, I just don't start my time yet. I just want to select the folder where my video is at. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. So I just have it shared just in case. I'm not saying I'm going to share a video yet, but I just might share a video. The brother made a point to say they follow the principles of the Quran. When you look at that word principle, it says a fundamental truth or proposition that serves as the foundation for a system of belief or behavior for a chain of reasoning. So the Quran is his principal chain of reasoning. So when I brought out what you can do to a woman, I'm not saying that they're beating their women. I would hope they're not beating their women. But what I am saying is that the religion he follows does permit it. So when you actually discipline and give them that 6-month disavow, you're breaking the Quran because Muhammad said you can beat your woman. So by the very proof of what you just did, you do not believe in the Quran at all.
Right.
We have to stop the madness with this. Just throw the Quran and make it toilet water. You'd be better off saying, I follow the Old and New Testament, because you just quoted Christ. You quoted him wrong, by the way, but you just quoted Jesus Christ. He never said he was taking it away from the Jews. He was taking it from the Sadducees and Pharisees. You should understand, and I'm glad I said that. You try to say that the white man plagiarized the Bible, you're going to have to show me where. Because in the book, chapter, and verse that says, servants obey them that are your masters, to show you that he didn't plagiarize the Bible, he just didn't teach you the Bible. Because in the same verse, Ephesians 6:5, when it says, servants, be obedient unto them, to them that are your masters. When you go down to verse 9, it says, and ye masters, do the same things unto them. So the same thing that the servant has to do for the master has to do for the servant. So again, you're going to have to show me where the Bible is plagiarized at. I challenge you to show me that. I challenge you. So now, if you go against what the woman says, then by proxy, you're going against the Quran. The multiple wives thing. It's interesting that you say that. I think I will play this video. I'm going to jump the gun and play this video. Where is it at? Let me see if y'all can see it.
Well, primarily because they're afraid that I will tell the real reason that they said that I'm out of the land was removed.
Let's see if Elijah Muhammad was popping them things. Let's see if he had more than one wife. Or let's see if he was dealing with more than one woman. Let's get it from somebody who was there. Eric wasn't there. Let's get it from somebody that was there.
Which I never told. I kept to myself.
Captain, you know the screen ain't showing.
You gotta share.
Oh, Salaki. My bad. Y'all can't see my screen? Can y'all hear it? I'm sorry. Can y'all see my screen now?
Yeah, but ain't nothing showing.
Y'all don't see it?
It's not what's showing. Hold on, son. It's not what's showing. It's the audio that's important. He's just trying to play Malcolm X saying.
Oh, you just playing the audio?
No, I would have liked them to see Malcolm's face and know the realism. But if you can hear it, that's good. But y'all can't see my screen?
Yeah,
No, we can't see Malcolm's face. We can see it now, but when we press the audio, we don't see it.
Okay, I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna start it back over. Then we'll see if Elijah Muhammad was this monogamous man. Even to be monogamous, Ishmaelites are not monogamous, man.
Right.
Even to be monogamous, that bow tie Eric got on, that's all from the white man. That's not the tribe of Shabazz. I want to know how them niggas dress. That's not from the Ishmaelites. They wearing robes. But let's see what Malcolm said. Let's see what he said.
Why are they threatening your life? Well, primarily because they're afraid that I will tell the real reason that they said that I'm out of the land was removed, which I never told. I kept to myself. But the real reason is that Elijah Muhammad, the head of the movement, is the father of 8 children by 6 different teenage girls.
Let me rewind that.
The real reason is that Elijah Muhammad, the head of the movement, is the father of 8 children by 6 different teenage girls. 6 different.
It's the first R. Kelly right here. R. Kelly live in the flesh. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want, because R. Kelly was peeing on women, so I don't want to say R. Kelly. But this is the cult-like behavior where Eric is going to find a way to defend this. He's going to say none of this is true. So even if you are against monogamy, if you're against polygamy, then you're against the Quran and the Bible, which I just played, that he said he's for the Bible. He clearly said, do not let him get away with this. He said that if we studied Judaism, we would get our records, our inheritance. Now, I don't call it Judaism. I call it the Bible, Torah, Tanakh, Old, New Testament, whatever you want to call it. So he cannot say that it's not for us. The last thing is, I know it's only 5 minutes. He said that when it says in the Quran that we was his favorite people above all nations, that was for back then. I'm going to read the same scripture that I just read, Jeremiah 31 and 36, because it might have went over his head. Maybe he wasn't listening at that time. It says, thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon, and the stars for a light by night, which divided the sea when the waves roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. Verse 36. If those ordinances Depart from before me, saith the Lord. Then the seed of Israel shall cease from being a nation before me. Don't look at his bow tie, because his bow tie got the sun and the moon on it. Go outside right now, and I'm just 10 seconds. In New York City, the moon is up right now, so the children of Israel are still his people. I yield.
All right, I'm gonna give Eric some extra seconds. Your rebuttal, Eric, and then you're gonna start round number 2 after. All right, make sure I'm mute. All right, there you go, Eric. There you go. You got a 5 minutes.
I realize that a debate tactic is to keep your opponent on the defensive, but I like being on the defensive because usually when there is an offense against Islam, it's pretty silly. Listen, Malcolm made an accusation against the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, if no, I didn't get hit with no blows, you crazy. Malcolm was making an accusation against the messenger. If you choose to believe Malcolm, that's your damn business. I couldn't care less. He said what he said. Most honorable Elijah Muhammad never said he had more than one wife or more than one set of children. In an interview with a Japanese interviewer, I believe, he asked him, how many children do you have? The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and this was after the Malcolm controversy, he said, I have 6 sons and 2 daughters by my wife. He didn't claim any other children.
I wouldn't claim them either.
Any other wives.
I wouldn't claim.
And if you would humble yourself.
The funny thing is, I would tell you not to get multiple wives. Leave me to get the wives.
We have 2 issues in which we include a very, very factual article that deals with the whole wives issue, and in our opinion, demonstrates that Malcolm's claims were based on a lie that Malcolm knew he was telling. So please stop it. Now, I just remembered that the brother said that the Ishmaelites are not the brother, and we're not Ishmaelites, but that's not the point.
That is the point.
We were before Ishmael. We were before Israel. So for you to think if black people had existed before there was any such thing as an Israel, black people had existed before there was any such
All
thing
that contradicts what he said. He
we
said
don't come from
the Bible is our records.
Years ago. We don't come from the little cracker named Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel no few thousand years ago. We are the original people. We predate everything and everybody, and to try to slap a title on us such as Israelite, try to slap a title on us such as Ishmaelite is ridiculous. These are names and titles that came during the rule of white man. We are before all of us. That's number one. But Ishmael is the flesh and blood brother of Isaac. And Isaac is the father of Jacob. And Jacob is actually Israeli. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. So when you say Israel, you're talking about Jacob. And Jacob is the son of Isaac, but Ishmael is also the son of Isaac. So what in the world are you talking about? There's no brotherhood between the 2 people when your own book tells you that there is brotherhood between the 2 people. But there again, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying we're Ishmaelites. I'm just showing how you're not reading and comprehending what you're reading, and you're making several misrepresentations. Messenger did not have more than one wife, did not have more than one set of children. And when we say that we put people out for putting their hands on their wives, that doesn't mean we're not following the Holy Quran.
Yes, it do.
If that's the case,
Yes, it do.
But we follow.
Yes, we do. Yes, it do. If he hit his woman and you put him away, you're against the Quran. Because if that nigga say the Quran said I could do it, what do you say?
The coming of Muhammad and his praising the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's like me not eating pork, and you tell me I gotta eat pork.
And just like the term of Moses and all.
That's like me getting another rib. You tell me I can't have another rib.
Has a term. Their terms are up now, brother. It's Elijah Muhammad's term now. So no, we don't follow Elijah Muhammad by following Prophet Muhammad. You don't follow Prophet Muhammad by following Jesus. You don't follow Moses by following Jesus. Come on, bro. When the new man comes, you follow the new man. You have this tradition in the Bible.
You follow the God of that previous man.
But he said God sent Elijah, not Tazaryach. So how are you following him? He crossed himself.
You say God sent who?
He said the last section, he said God sent Elijah, not Captain Tazaryach. God sent Elijah, not us.
Right, all right.
Jesus was the man of the hour until the coming of Muhammad. Muhammad was the man of the hour until the coming of Master Farad.
And the funny thing, they all say follow the Father.
Supposed to follow Elijah.
God. They don't say follow Elijah.
The Holy Quran.
Muhammad.
Hey.
All say follow God.
All right, time.
He said follow Elijah Muhammad.
Right.
And then I'm gonna,
Jesus never said follow me. Just like that. He said follow God.
Brother Eric Muhammad, check your text right quick.
Are you going to rebuttal this right now?
No. That was his rebuttal. Now we're going into the second round. He has to go first.
all right, so Eric Muhammad, actually, he's gonna start the second round. And before he goes, this is the second round is the last round. And then after this, we're gonna have a question and answer between the brothers. All right, and then the closing remarks, and then the debate will be over. All right, so the second round is 20 minutes each, and then 5 minutes rebuttal. And Eric Muhammad, you go first, while we get the squad straight. All right, you may go, my brother. You're up.
Yes. Let me make this perfectly clear. I don't know what this debate means or is to those who are viewing it, but I know what it means and what it is to me. I have no problem defending Islam. That's what I came here to do. I did not come here to attack Hebrews. I've done more than enough of that in my lectures. I done tore Hebrews a brand new, anal crevice.
Pause.
Okay? I'm extremely good.
Cat, pause.
Yeah, I'm typing that.
All caps.
When I get on the mic on Sunday, not in a debate.
This nigga go to church on Sunday.
In a debate session like this, I'm gonna be
Put that in my mental note. This nigga go to church on Sunday.
Ain't no credit. Somebody's supposed to pause. Y'all.
Against the attacks that those who attack Islam come with. Now, again, I will say this. If you are going to attack Islam, then you need to qualify yourself in terms of the knowledge of the Islam that you are attacking. You have no knowledge of the new Islam that the Most Honorable Elijah offers us. Because like you keep reaching back for old world Islam, and you keep trying to find the
But don't the new Islam have to come from
evils
old
that have
Islam?
been committed
It
against
comes from the
us
Quran.
by
Where's not the new Israelites?
We're not the old
They just because the white man is supposed to be our buddy and our
There's a panel for questions. I'm gonna ask him, and he's
the white man has to say whether he's a Jew, a Christian, or any other religion. So
he's saying
stop reaching back to the old Islam, trying to use that to condemn the new Islam. Qualify yourself with a study of what the Nation of Islam's true doctrine is. You are so filled with misrepresentations that have been given to you since the departure of the messenger by Louis Farrakhan, who was really a follower of Palestine Muhammad and not the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Like I said, we're militant.
Now I can play the video with the white man.
Revolutionary Pan-Africanists, and we're all about the rise of the black man. So if you were against the Nation of Islam, you were against the black man. Because the Nation of Islam has a proven track record of doing more on behalf of the black man in America than the rest of you who want to attack it have ever done or will ever do. Period. The proof is in the pudding. The Nation of Islam has a track record. The Hebrew Israelites have a track record. Your track record doesn't compare to ours. Point blank, plain. I'm sitting here, a 60-year-old man, talking to you. You probably young enough to be my son. If you're not, then you look pretty damn good for your age.
Thank you.
But if I stand next to you, you look like my father. So evidently, I know something you don't know.
What?
What the fuck is he talking about?
Listen to me.
And he,
One thing I asked him, Dad, I'll ask him, he's Muslim.
the teaching
And
of the
these
nation
guys
of
ask him if they're Shia or Sunni. They can't answer that, he's not Muslim. He's not following Islam.
That's in the Q&A. When we go to the Q&A part, just remind me that question. But he's gonna say he's new Islam. I can tell you that. But to get it on record, that's fine.
He goes over direct on against him and cut it out.
The Bible has been totally and completely trashed by the white man. It has been trashed to the point that you need the Quran or needed the Quran in the past to correct the errors that the white man added to us. And today, you need someone to give us the accurate interpretation of both books, Bible and Quran. Because the white man has handled both books and he has ruled both communities that follow each of those books. And this is why the Arab is so racist and evil towards the black man, because the Arab is ruled by the white man. So we need a whole new Islam that removes that ignorant and racist influence and the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad do that. I hear the rest of my life.
Damn, nigga.
Yeah,
That was like 10 minutes.
He rested?
he rested.
Right on the
You had a
gas.
lot of time. You had like 15
Oh,
minutes,
Oh, I thought I only had 5 minutes. I'm sorry.
Oh, you got 15 more minutes.
Oh,
All right.
nah, this nigga's lost.
all right. So let's go back.
You lost the first
Again,
round.
I wish I knew that. So let's go back again. Please keep in mind that this teaching of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is tailor-made for the black man. And it is tailor-made for the black man here in the hills of North America. When you study the supreme wisdom of Messenger Elijah Muhammad, you can see it's all about the black man. Who was the original man? The Asiatic black man. No, why isn't the devil settled on the best part of the planet Earth? Because the earth belongs to the original black man. You know, why does Muhammad and any Muslim murder the devil? Because they know he's 100% wicked and will not keep and obey the laws of Islam. You know, and then it goes in on the white man. Everywhere you read and study the supreme wisdom lessons of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, it lifts up the black man and tears down the white man. And it gives us a superior knowledge of ourselves. So, case in point, you calling yourself an Israelite. Well, why are you calling yourself an Israelite? Because the storehouse of knowledge of the white man doesn't take you beyond Israel. Point blank, plain and simple. First of all, brother, Israel is not the name of your religion. Israelite is not the name of your religion. You've been talking in all of this time and they told us what the name of your religion is. And you're making me think you don't know what the name of your religion is. You say your religion ain't Judaism, but what the AGLL is the name of your religion. There's no such thing as a religion called Hebrew Israelite. Hebrew is an ethnicity. Israelite is an ethnicity. What the hell is your religion? What's your religion?
Damn, he said,
You
what
say,
the
I'm a Hebrew
hell?
Israelite. Well, that just tells us your ethnicity. And you're not Hebrew, and you're not Israelite. But since you think you are, no problem. But that tells us
I gotta line up where he said we would be the
what
Israelites.
scripture? You know, you read the scripture, you say Torah, Tonic, blah, 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 blah.
So I can't.
If you claim Israel, then that means you claim Moses.
I ain't even
And you're claiming the Israelite prophets. Well, Who do you
The only reason you think you
Where is General Yohanan in the scripture? Was he prophesied to come?
true,
What does the Bible say about General Yohanan? No,
you feel what I said to you?
That's the Bible
True
true
about
about
you.
you.
Right. Do all you tell the phone that you
But it don't mention Yohanan. So bottom line, you are only using with respect to your attacks against Islam the very same old, worn out, and tired attacks that the white man has already made before you were even born. Everything you're saying against Islam, the white man said before. And I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying that. Everything you're saying against Islam, the white man, brother, said it before you. You might as well be sitting in the white man's mouth talking instead of him. Because all you're doing is bringing what the white man has brought. Brother, stop it. Islam is the black man's religion. Point blank, and simple. It always has been the black man's religion. It always will be the black man's religion. The so-called Israelite prophets were prophets of the religion of Islam. They taught the same religion that Muhammad taught. And that's why if you look at the basic principles of what all of the prophets taught, they all agree with one another.
Sir,
Moses
read anything out of the Quran?
Not yet. That's my point.
Deuteronomy 18 and 15 through 18.
Deuteronomy.
Who is that? Up until the time
Deuteronomy.
of Jesus, that promised prophet of Deuteronomy had not come. Who is the promised prophet of Deuteronomy? Since in your own book it is agreed that he had not come up to the time of Jesus, the white man added the falsehood that John the Baptist was the promised prophet. Like, stop it. John the Baptist himself said he was not the promised prophet. He said he wasn't Elijah. He said he wasn't the Christ. So if you look at your own book, right, the promised prophet of Deuteronomy, again, had not come up to the time of Jesus.
I thought
Who
he
do you
used
say?
He thought he only had 5
that
minutes.
promised prophet
When he told him he had 15 minutes, he didn't want to look like no
Just
sucker.
off the phone out.
Yeah, he didn't want to look like no sucker.
Come on,
Oh, he had
man.
15 minutes left?
No, sir.
All right,
Islam has already proven that it's a better way of life for the black man. Because as I said, and then I'll say it again, Islam has a track record that no other black group can match. Did you say John?
You wish.
Islam has a track record that has already proven that it offers the black man and the black woman a better way of life. So again, I don't mind defending Islam. And I don't mind who in the chat, outside the chat, or whatever, thinks that the defenses are not good enough. I couldn't care less. What I'm doing is setting you up. That's what I'm doing. And I'm doing it deliberately. I'm making sure that when you reject what I'm saying, that you are rejecting the clear message of God through the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Prophets and messengers have always been derided by the knuckleheads. And I'm not talking to you, Captain Tazaryach.
No, you are.
Prophets and messengers have always been derided and rejected and scoffed at and mocked, including your Israelite prophets, by the knuckleheads whose negative mentality leads them to do that. So doing that with me, with respect to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, is not going to move. My job is simply to deliver the message to you on behalf of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad plainly. What you decide to do with it is up to you. I'm now going to use the rest of whatever time I have.
I couldn't get an error. You actually have 7.5 minutes.
Why are you doing that to this brother, yo? Why you doing that? Why? Why are you doing that thing? Why are you doing it? Why are you doing that?
My bad, brother. You got a half an hour. Keep going.
This is fucking crazy, yo. Yo, that shit is fucking crazy. Yo, what the
Let me get my notes.
Yo, what the
Let me get his notes. Get his notes.
There you go, get some notes. Yeah, get some shit.
Islam is an Arab word.
It's round 2 now.
I repeat.
Yeah, this round 2.
Is an Arab
The nigga wanted it done 15 minutes ago.
Islam is not a religion. Islam is the Arab word that's
It's fucking
used as the name of the religion. The religion is
I can't believe Garfield doing that to you. I text Garfield, yo, why you keep doing that to me, yo? Why you keep doing that?
Jesus taught submission to the will of God. Muhammad taught submission to the will of God.
Yo, he yielded like 3 times.
So the word Islam in Arabic simply means submission to the will of God.
He's bringing out all the information he was trying to use later.
Entire submission to the will of God. So if you are against Islam, you are against entire submission to the will of God. You take the position that you take against Islam because you don't understand what Islam means. Or you understand what Islam means and you are deliberately misrepresenting what Islam means.
Shit, I didn't mean to do that.
Entire submission to the will of God, and all of the prophets taught that as a spiritual or religious principle. And this is why we teach that all of the prophets.
I said the Lord with you.
Most side, he with us. It ain't got nothing to do with me, man. It ain't got nothing to do with
If
me.
that was somebody else, that video would have been gone.
Yeah.
We see in the Holy Quran it says that the food of the Jews is safe for us to eat, and that our food is safe for the Jews to eat. You don't see the prophet arguing against and fighting one another in what they taught, because they all taught the exact same religion. They all worship the exact same God. You can call him Yahweh. I can call him Allah. Somebody else can call him something else. But none of us would disagree that God is one God. We may disagree on what the best name is to call him. We may disagree on what the best way is to worship him or obey him. But what we don't disagree on is that God is one. We say his proper name is Allah because the name Allah already includes Yahweh. The name Allah already includes every name that you can say that you are going to refer to Allah by. Allah is a name which simply means the all in all, which means all of Allah's names, all of God's names. The name Allah is all of those names in one. So that's what makes Allah his proper name. Like I said, I'm just here to give you some basic teaching.
You're using big words on me, yo.
Obviously,
Stop using big words on me.
and probably couldn't care less about. But you will never, after tonight, be able to claim the ignorance that you will certainly be desiring to claim later. Because you got it straight tonight. So, which way of life is better? Nation of Islam has already proven its way of life is better. Islam has already proven that it is better. Which of the two books, Bible or Quran, is better? We believe in the Holy Quran and in the scripture of all of the prophets of God. Where the Bible is concerned, the white man has tampered with the truth of what those prophets taught, and therefore it is a poison book unless you have someone to properly interpret the book. What you have is an interpretation of the Bible that is very, very close to the white man's interpretation of the Bible, and it represents a total lack of understanding of what the Bible means by several things that the Bible says. You take this Bible too literally, and this is why you will say that Lot had children by his daughter. That's not poison? Are you kidding me? You got a Bible that you telling me is better than the Quran that claims that Lot had children by his own daughter.
So we're not from Lot.
You are preaching to the people from a Bible that says Adam and Eve were the only two people on the planet, but when Eve ate the apple and got Adam in trouble, and they had a son, Cain and Abel. Cain kills Abel, so now there's only three people in the Bible. Adam, Eve,
Y'all niggas crazy,
Cain
yo.
gets thrown out in the garden. The first thing Cain says is, well, everybody that finds me is going to kill me. Everybody, who? Ain't but three of them. Who the hell was going to kill him? The Bible says, and Cain knew his wife. Where the hell did his wife come from? Wasn't nobody there but Adam, Eve, and Cain and Abel. And
You
Cain
really do
killed
think
Abel.
you a
Where's
Christian?
your wife from?
That's the problem. We think he better
I
than a
mean,
Christian
if you're
guy.
going to take this Bible literally without understanding, you're going to look and sound crazy, except to the people who are your rivals. I don't care how stupid something is that you believe, you're going to have people that ride with you. And anybody that debates you, they're going to ride with you, and they're going to say, you crushed that dude. You crushed him.
Got 30 seconds left, bro. 30 seconds.
No matter what you say, and no matter how good you think you said it, people that's down to visit Eric is going to say, you crushed it already. I mean, look, it's ridiculous. The truth crushes falsehood. You tell what you believe is the truth, I'll do the same, and we'll let time tell. Time is going to be the judge, not no watchers is going to be.
Damn, the Lord is a funny boy.
All right.
Lord is great, man.
Woo! Mr. Eric coming with that fire. Tazaryach, what you got, brother? What you got? All right.
Hey, stop that shit, bro.
Stop.
Wait. I just want to share. I need to play a video or two. We're going to talk about Allah. So I just want to make sure I got the right folder shared. I'm going to share. And you tell me if y'all can see and hear this video I'm about to play. Can y'all hear it? Did y'all hear that? Can you hear that, Garfield?
Yeah, yes, we can.
Okay, all right, you can start my time now.
You know we can't see nothing though.
Oh, y'all can't see?
We could hear it, but we can't see it.
Yeah, we can't see.
Oh, all right, hold on 1 second. Let me see. It says your screen sharing is paused. I want y'all to see this. Let me hit a new share. Let me try a new share. Share. Can y'all see it now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, you can see it now. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm ready now. Whenever you're ready, you can start my time. Now.
Second.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, go ahead.
All right, now. To make a quick, first of all, Garfield was Brother Eric.
Why don't you play it for 1 minute because it went off?
It went off
Play it
again?
to see if it come off.
Okay.
Was the incarnation of God.
Can you see it now?
No, that is a blank screen.
But y'all can hear it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I don't want to take up too much. I'll try it one more time. If it don't work this time, I'll just go ahead and rock out this way. So I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to do the share again. If it don't work, if y'all can hear it, I'll just explain what's being said. I think my reputation is good enough. Y'all let me know if y'all can see it now. Can y'all hear it now? I'm assuming y'all can hear it, so I'm going to just go ahead and go. I'm going to rock out. So now, Brother Eric, I would definitely advise you should have yielded when you had 15 minutes left, because the more you talk, the more it became confusing. And then at some point he said, let me get the Quran. I thought I was about to hear a surah. I ain't heard a surah yet. You know who brought out a surah? I did. I'm the only person who brought out a surah. Second, and this is what I said, if anybody was listening to my original opening statement, when I listen to Khaled, which we're going to play Khaled, when I listen to Malcolm, which we're going to play Malcolm, I'm going to play the videos whenever any black Muslim wants to say something profound. They only come from my records, from the Bible. Even him trying to establish Elijah Muhammad, he's not establishing Elijah Muhammad from the Quran.
Right.
He's only trying to establish him from the Bible. So let's just throw the Quran in the garbage and let's just argue about the Bible.
Right.
I would rather you argue that Elijah Muhammad is the man from the Bible only than deal with the Quran, because the part when you go to a man that beats his woman, and we don't advocate beating of no women, our Bible prohibits it.
Right.
But if you tell that brother that just beat his wife that he has to go on a 6-month probation, you're against the Quran. That's the point, because the Quran, it's like you tell him he can't beat him, but you raised him following the Quran. And then when he reads the Quran says, I can't beat her. So what do we follow? Do we follow you or do we follow the Quran? You also made the point to say, what's our religion? We're not a religion. You said, wait, let me play this video first. What he tried to say is he don't follow after white people. That we follow after white people. Our breakdown is from the white man. Our breakdown is this. Let's see what Elijah Muhammad's son said. Let's just play this.
Was the incarnation of it. He was God on earth. You know.
I'm different with my father.
Yes.
And I didn't want to differ with him.
Yes.
In fact, I never differed with him directly. I was told, he was told that someone heard me saying something different.
Mm-hmm.
So he called me to question me about it. And I told him that I could more readily believe that he was God than I could believe that his teacher was God, because his teacher was a white man, and he said white people were devils.
Let me bring that again. Let me play it
Believe
again.
that he was God, than I could believe that his teacher was God.
Right.
Because
Don't let that go by you. Then that his teacher was God. They believe Far Muhammad is the Allah in the new Islam. In the old Islam, Allah is that rock. That rock that they circle in Mecca, that's Allah that they circled. And he admitted that they kissed it. And even went as far to say people need a ritualistic thing to do. That's why, like, Islam has circle in the rock. The church might have Holy Communion. The church has a bunch of things. Like he said, we think Adam and Eve was the first people. The brother said he needed to hear me speak first so he could understand where I come from. What I would advise you, brother, when you're debating somebody, what I did was listen to you so I could really hear where you come from. That's why I listened to your debate your speaking 3 weeks ago that said the truth of Islam. So everything that I spoke of, I was able to take your clips where you said out of your own mouth that Judaism would show our records, our inheritance. So now, when you say go to their records don't fit us. But we're clearly seeing they make Fard Muhammad their Allah, which is a white man. And to say that we have to have a ritualistic practice, the Bible prohibits that. We don't have ritualistic practices. So there's no rock he said Allah is not the house. He said the house is the house and the rock is in us, is inside of the house, right, that you still got to worship. But no matter where you go, you're going inside a house to worship a rock. Right. That don't make no sense. When the Bible, let me play this one more time what Far Muhammad's son said. Let me play this.
His teacher was God. He was God there.
And listen, remember, Eric said the black man is God. Psalms 82:6 says ye are gods. Gods just means power, angel, messenger, authority, etc. But what he said about that, I would rather believe that my father was God than a white man was God. Right. And that's what Elijah Muhammad was pushing on him. I'm going to play it again.
More readily believe that he was God than I could believe that his teacher was God, because his teacher was a white man, and he said white people were devils.
So if he said the white man is devils, what are we talking about? Now, it might not be enough to just show him. So I'm going to play somebody else. Let me get Sinetta's partner. Let me get Sinetta's teacher. Let me see what Sinetta's teacher has to say.
What is, besides the
so-called Jews, I say so-called, not in mockery, brother Dunn. I'm not playing to any.
He said, not in mockery, Brother Dominic. He said it's so, I love, for anybody that knows, I like Khalid Muhammad. I like him because the way he say cracker, the way he got on them Jews, and to show you how violent and jealous that the Nation of Islam is. They were jealous of Malcolm. That's why they put him to the side. That's why they killed him. They was Farrakhan was jealous of Khalid. That's why when he made that speech at King College, he's disassociated himself from him. So, but I'm gonna play what Khalid Muhammad said.
I can read Brother Dominic. I'm not playing to any cameras. They are the so-called Jews because we are the true Jews, the true Hebrews. I say so-called, not in mockery, Brother Dominic. I'm not playing to any cameras. They are the so-called Jews because we are the true Jews, the true Hebrews, the true and real Israelites, right, have been...
Now, I would be remiss. So now, we got we got Khalid Muhammad. Let's see what Malcolm said.
We believe we are people of God's choice. That's what we believe. We believe we're the chosen people. We don't believe Jews are the chosen people. We don't believe Jews are the ones going to the promised land. We don't think Jews are a part of God. No, Jews are nothing but another part of that same race of devil that come out of Europe. They didn't even come out of the Holy Land. They come out of the kings of Europe. A Jew, a Frenchman, an Irishman, and they're all of the same thing. A race of devils.
Now, I would be remiss if I don't play. Where's my man at?
You know what I said?
Not that one. Not that one. Oh, not that one. Wait, let me. Wait.
Because the religion of Judaism, the Jew does not deal with you.
Here we go. Now, before I play this, I almost want to play this from the beginning. For those that didn't hear this from the beginning, Eric Muhammad said the Bible was the white man's poison book. And then as he goes on and keeps teaching 3 weeks ago, he says this.
And says, the Jew does not deal with you directly. He does not attempt to teach you Judaism. Now, why doesn't the Jew attempt to teach black people Judaism?
Now, he's going to tell you why they don't teach you Judaism.
Because the religion of Judaism is a religion with which, or the religion with which the so-called Jew seeks to rob you of your birthright. Talk black to me. Everything the Jew teaches about himself is actually true about you. You feel what I said?
Let's make sure we hear what he said.
Everything the Jew teaches about himself is actually true about you. You feel what I said?
This is the funniest shit ever. So now, when we say that this debate is the Bible versus the Quran, so he wants to make it seem like the Muslims are innocent and the Arabs are like better. This is a link I found: black slaves in the Arab world. Over 28 million black people have been enslaved in the Muslim world during the past 14 centuries. While much has been written concerning the transatlantic slave trade, which the white man is the devil, which me and Eric are definitely going to agree on that. I don't know if I could agree with that because his God Allah is a white man, Father Muhammad. I don't know if I agree with that. Surprisingly, little attention has been given to the Islamic slave trade across the Sahara, the Red Sea, and the Indian Ocean. While the European involvement in the transatlantic slave trade to the Americas lasted just over 3 centuries, the Arab involvement in the slave trade lasted 14 centuries. So why do we give the Arabs a pass, but we harp on the so-called white man? Because of what you give your spirit to. Because they give their spirit to the Arabs. So he admits that they got to circle the rock. They call it, what they call it, a Hajj? He admits that they have to circle that rock. They have to make their Hajj. Why does he admit that they have to circle that rock? Because he's submitting to the Quran. He tried to make a point about John saying he wasn't Elijah. When you go to Matthew's, do I want to do John first? I'll do John second. In Matthew, so he tried to say, so in John, they asked John if he was Elijah. He says no. But when you read the Bible, and the question and the charge I have for him is to show me the plagiarism in the Bible, because he said that quite a few times. When you go to Luke 1 and 13, it says, but the angel said unto him, I'm sorry, not 13. I'm trying to get where it says the spirit, for 17. And he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias, to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the just. So in Matthew's 11th chapter, Christ says, which he ordained, he co-signed Christ. So Matthew's 11:11 says, verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, they have not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violence take it by force. For all the prophets of the law prophesied until John, and if ye will receive it, this is the Elias which was for to come. So the Malachi, the 4th chapter, is talking about John, and Christ certified it. If you listen to Eric Muhammad, he'll tell you that Elijah Muhammad tell him there's prophecies that's going to happen 9,000 years from now. So all you're supposed to do is listen in this life. So in this battle, when I say I yield at some point, it'll only be because there is nothing else for me to battle. This brother has not read one surah this entire debate. This entire debate, I have not read, he has not read one surah. But if we ever have an issue, I would be remiss. I think my man Yahweh will probably try to check me if I don't read this scripture. Give me 1 second. What's my time like, Garfield?
Check. Where?
Have 7.5 minutes.
Oh, I appreciate it, brother. So now it says, if it says 2nd Surah 10 and 94. If thou were, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say 2nd Surah. This is Surah 10:94. If thou were in doubt as to what we have revealed unto thee, then ask those who have been reading the book from before thee. The truth had indeed come to thee from thy Lord. Who had the book before Muhammad ever had a book? That'd be the children of Israel. We had that book. And when we read that book, Galatians 1:6 says, I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ unto another gospel. That's what Muhammad did. Muhammad removed you from the grace of Christ unto another gospel, which is not another. Why is that important? If that rock that they circling existed before Muhammad was even born, the gospel that is bringing to you is not no new God. If you do the research, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring this part up. Allah had daughters. Daughters. In the Quran, Allah has daughters. 3 of them. Now, if we get the time in the Q&A, maybe I'll read who those 3 daughters were. But in the Quran, Allah has 3 daughters. In the Bible, it says, I am alone. It's only the Most High. At best, he got a son. At best. Christ is his only son, and then you got the angels, the sons of God. But Allah has 3 daughters. And then when you go further in the Quran, it says Satan tricked him. But he's a prophet that we're supposed to listen and follow. So now, before I yield the rest of my time so we can get to this Q&A, I think I done whooped this brother a little enough. When you keep reading, it says, in Galatians 1:8, it says, but though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached, let him be accursed. So the history of Muhammad, he was met by the angel Gabriel. Gabar Ya'ala means warrior angel. He would have more than likely beat the shit out of Muhammad than ever gave him a revelation, period. But let's say if an angel came and taught something contrary to the Bible, the scriptures say, let him be accursed. So the minute Muhammad comes and tries to make him be the prophet and he's an Ishmaelite, he can't be our God. What's the history on that? When you get 2 books, you get a book called Babylon and Timbuktu written by Rudolph Windsor. You get another book called Satan Angels. When Muhammad came, this is page 48. It says the prophet, I don't know if y'all can see my screen. I don't know if I got to change the screen because I have the page in my presentation. I just don't know if y'all can see it right now or if it's blank. It says the Prophet Muhammad adopted many principles from the laws from the Jewish religion. First of all, the basic idea of monotheism, because before Muhammad met the Israelites, the Muslims had a God for every day of the year. It says, our credo was, Shema Yasha'Allah Yahweh Eloheinu wa Yahweh Akkad, which is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. The Muhammadan slogan is as follows. La, the lake is almost one. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. It says Muhammad adopted also the main details of the Jewish calendar, the Day of Atonement, the Sabbath, the many biblical narratives, the Midrash. He adopted everything. But when you go down, it says, trying his best, Muhammad sought to convert the Jews to his new religion to no avail, because the Israelites at that time was not following or feeling Muhammad. And when they rejected, it says the Jews were adamant and resistant to change. The high esteem which the prophet held for the Jews was transformed to enmity. And instead of allies, he looked at them as competitors. Muhammad needed confirmation from the influential Jews to validate his mission. And that's what all religious leaders are looking for. Why do I say religious leaders? In Islam, a white man can be a Muslim. An Arab can be a Muslim, a Chinese can be a Muslim, an African can be a Muslim. In the Bible, according to the Bible, if you're not an ethnic Israelite, that book is not for you. Right. So when a brother bring up Adam and Eve, we don't teach Adam and Eve as the only people on the planet. Even when you bring up Lot's daughters, he brought up Lot's daughters, right? When you bring up Lot's daughters, that ain't got nothing to do with Israelites. Those is Abraham's nephews. Excuse me, that's Abraham's nephew and his daughters and the nastiness that they did. We did not do that. But y'all do have that reputation. Elijah Muhammad did have those children by those teenage girls, as said by Malcolm, which is why Malcolm is not here. I'd be remiss not to play this video. This is what, now you talk about how great the Nation of Islam is. But when one brother decided, or I should say got kicked out, instead of letting that brother live, y'all killed him. And here's what y'all said about killing Malcolm X. Let me play that part again.
What did you got to say about it? Did you teach Malcolm? Did you make Malcolm? Did you clean up Malcolm? Did you put Malcolm out before the world?
So now, just think about it. Not only as Farrakhan is boasting, did you teach Malcolm? Did you raise Malcolm? Did you put Malcolm before the world? The people are cheering. They're cheering everything Farrakhan is saying. This is the core of Islam. And I'll show you in a second what I mean by the core of Islam. Go ahead. You already said? And listen, it said if we dealt with him like a nation deals with a traitor, what business is it of yours? What he's saying is, if we killed this nigga, what business is it of yours? The Nation of Islam killed the greatest pusher of the Nation of Islam that ever existed. They can talk about Elijah Muhammad all you want. Nobody thinks about Elijah Muhammad when you think about the black Muslims in America. You know what you think about? You think about Malcolm. And you killed the greatest guy that y'all ever had. And when, what's my name? Khalid Muhammad came, you ostracized him. I'll keep playing. I yield with that, Garfield.
All right, so right now we'll do a quick 5-minute rebuttal to each one. So, Brother Eric, you come in, stop cheering now. Stop cheering. All right, so let's get Brother Eric in here. And for 5 minutes, it's a quick 5-minute rebuttal. Go ahead, Brother Eric.
Exactly, Tazaryach says he hasn't heard one surah or I think he means verse, but again, he has demonstrated his ignorance, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, seriously.
He do make
saying
it
he just
disrespectful.
demonstrated that he really does not have an understanding of what he's talking about. He's saying surah as if surah means verse. Brother, the word for verse is ayat. It's not surah. Surah is chapter. Ayat is verse.
He's
You
so
say
stupid.
you haven't heard one, but
That's the name of the book.
You're correct, because I gave you two. So for you to sit there and say I haven't given one when I've given two, you go again. I said that the Quran says, surely we created man of sounding clay, of black mud, fashioned into shape. That's Holy Quran chapter 15, I believe, verse 26. I also told you that the nature in which we created, which is Islam, I recited some of that verse in a paraphrase, but that's Holy Quran chapter 30, verse 30. Those are two that I did mention from the Quran. But if I hadn't mentioned them, so what?
What two verses?
And you sat there and said,
No.
Holy Quran.
Holy Quran.
Holy Quran 30 verse 30?
You also said that there is no relationship between the Israelites and the
Yeah, he
Israelites.
said,
And I showed
second
you
surah.
how
Surah is not
Ishmael and
verse.
Isaac are brothers. And that Jacob is the son of Isaac.
Not knowing surah is the goddamn.
He said Surah 30 verse 30?
Between the two.
What, surah? No, I thought he said new Holy Quran.
Let's see, Surah 30. Let's see what 30
You
says.
talk about how
Surah 30 verse 30 says, set thou thy face steadily and truly to the faith, Allah's handiwork according to the pen and no change. He didn't say this though.
No. And he kind of said he paraphrased it. And then he's like, I'm not sure. He also gave 15 and 26. Surah 15 and 26. He said, you're right, I didn't give you one, I gave you two.
The point he was making is saying he brought out verses.
Say what, son?
The point he was making is saying he brought out verses. That's the point he's making with breaking news.
That's not what it is. But since y'all want to call it that, no problem. When other ministers of the Nation of Islam bent over and grabbed their ankles and followed them,
He said bent over and grabbed their ankles.
I invited Colin to speak, put thousands of dollars in his pocket after I was ordered not to have nothing to do with Colin, because that's how I do. So, stop playing.
Right.
You saying a lot of things that are not true. If you believe the messenger had children by these women, that's your business. I don't have a problem with that. I'm telling you, no, he didn't. And you have no proof other than, well, Malcolm said so. Come on, black man. I don't know, black man.
Talk black to me.
And he ain't yours either. So, first of all, let's deal with Elijah Muhammad if you're going to deal with what I believe. Don't be playing Farrakhan. Farrakhan ain't got nothing to do with what I believe. I follow the most Elijah Muhammad, not Farrakhan. So miss me with Farrakhan.
I knew he was going to bring that up.
And you are simply saying...
I only played one video from back
That's
then.
not true. This whole trans-Saharan slave trade crap, what you fail to realize, brother, is that when you talk about a trans-Saharan slave trade, and you say that it was the Arabs that was in control of it, that's a lie. You're talking about a time when the black African Moors were supreme in northern Africa. And the slave trade that absolutely did
Romans had
exist
Carthage in 300 BC. What is he
across
talking about?
the Sahara that absolutely did include black African slaves was presided over by black African kings below the Sahara.
Muhammad conquered the Arabs had no Africa for like 2,000 years. Muhammad spread it.
The Sahara. And what you also miss is the truth. You need to read Dana Reynolds Juanichi. What you need to also understand is that the majority of slaves traded in those northern African slave ports were white European slaves. And that's why you have the Johnny-come-lately perpetrating a fraud, so-called Berbers, claiming their purpose, but they're really the descendants of the white people who were enslaved.
This nigga brings no facts
at all. He just
where's
talk.
the books? Where's the... Show me this. Don't just talk to me like a fucking pastor.
Y'all enemies of Islam who think that if you clown Minister Eric, oh, you crushed him, no, you clowned me. All prophets and messengers have been clowned. I don't give a, I'm 60 years old, damn it. I don't care nothing about you clowning me. You ain't crushing me by clowning me, you clowning me.
All right. Got count. All right. Tazaryach, you up, brother. You're 5 minutes ago. You give you 30 seconds extra.
I appreciate the 30 seconds. Hey, I don't really look at it like I'm clowning, but on the subject of the debate, let me tell you something. If there was one Arab that benefited in the slave trade, that's all it would take. So when you try to make it seem like only Europeans, the only reason you're doing, you almost have to do that. And the reason why you have to do that is because you stand on an Arabic book. And whoever you give yourself to spiritually, you're going to subject. What you're doing by trying to make it be the Europeans is what black people do that are Christians when they try to defend the so-called white man and they say God loves everybody. So for the Christian side, they're going to always try to save the white man. You don't save the white man, even though you didn't have nothing to say about Father Muhammad being white. You didn't have nothing to say about that. But what you do is defend the Arabs. Now, why is that important in history? The so-called Jew that converted to Judaism made a point to convert because he didn't want to be under the Byzantium Empire, which was ruled by the Christians, or the the African Empire that was ruled. It was predominantly like the Muslims. So because he didn't want to be under both of them, is why he adopted Judaism, because he understood a principle that black people don't. Whatever belief system you follow, you're going to automatically subject yourself to the masters of that belief. So when you subject yourself to the Quran, which again, I've proven, you do not believe in the Quran, period. You don't. Your dietary law is against the Quran. The way you treat your women is against the Quran. The fact that you're only justifying Elijah Muhammad by the Bible shows you have not shown Elijah Muhammad, the black man in America. You have not shown him in the Quran. You've only shown him in our records. It would be more profitable if you were to just say, you know what, Cap? Fuck the Quran. It'd be more profitable if you said that. Because now, at least we've eliminated one enemy. The Ishmaelites. We've eliminated them as the enemy. And then you come across and you say, let's deal with the Bible. I know we're the people of the book, but I believe Elijah Muhammad had a message. Now we can get somewhere where we can start talking because we've eliminated one enemy. Once we get rid of the Quran, now we can go back to that Bible. And that's the point. The brotherhood that y'all try to have, it would be perfected in the Bible. The sisterhood. The way you deal with your women, the way you deal with your brothers, the idol worship that you said we have to have. You made a point to say that we have to have a ritualistic practice. That's what you said. We have to have a ritual. That's why they circle the rock. Let's get rid of the rock. Why should you get rid of the rock? Because worshiping a rock is an offense to God. And if you love God, you keep the commandments. And even the Quran says, keep the commandments of the children of Israel. Right. So I think it's very clear in this debate, the Bible versus the Quran, all you want to do is follow the Bible. And you too, Eric, all you want to do, I know all you want to do is follow the Bible. I listened to your 3-hour lecture. I didn't hear one verse from the Quran. I heard you say, the only thing I heard you say, let me see if I can play this real fast. Is this it?
You hear what I said?
Not that one. I always play that one. I don't know why I play that. I don't know why I play it.
You think you a black?
Wait, not that one. I'm sorry. Not that one. Hold on. Not that one. And I'm hoping I can get to it because I have like 3 clips. Hold up if I can get to it. But here we go. Here we go. This one.
They don't mess with the Quran too much because the Quran is too straight. It's very hard to teach crooked with the Quran.
So now you say it's very hard to teach crooked with the Quran. But when you say y'all can't beat your women in your nation of Islam, you are against the Quran. You would at least have to admit that. If you say you have to die rather than break the laws of God, you would have to say you're against the Quran. You have no choice but to do that. And there's nothing wrong with yielding to that. I'm 46 years old, so I don't know if I would, unless you had a child pretty young. I'm 46 years old. I look good to be 46 years old, by the way. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, that's how I'm just messing with you, brother. But, well, you should at least say, man, let's throw that Quran away. Let's have a conversation about this Bible and see what we can do with that. And with that, I yield the rest of my time.
All right, cool. So now, Captain, you get to ask Brother Eric for 5 minutes. You get to ask him, I guess, 5 questions, or as long as we only have 5 minutes.
What was the question I was supposed to ask him? Was there a question I was supposed to ask him?
So, Brother Eric, and let me
What
just
question?
say this while
Hurry
we're
up.
doing this. You can ask Captain a question.
Against homosexual, okay.
If so, can we quote the verse?
Is he a Sunni or
I know it's
Sunni
why we
Muslim?
doing debates. People get in the back and
That's from
forth.
Aban,
Try to
right?
ask questions back.
Sir,
You're only
if it is, can we quote the
responding to
verse?
Captain's
Okay.
question. So the
Is he
All
a
right.
Sunni
Yes,
or?
sir.
Is he a Sunni or Shia?
Captain, are you ready? Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's start. Your turn to start.
In the Quran only, not the Bible, is there any surah, verse, chapter that's against homosexuality? If it is, could you please cite it?
Oh, Jesus. Does he know where it's at?
Talks about lie and the abomination of homosexuality.
But there is no exact punishment in the Quran for it.
Well, the Holy Quran verifies the Bible story. Give me a search on
What's the next question? Anybody got a
In
question?
the Holy Quran, and I'll give you my answer. Sure. Yes, there is surah, there is chapter, there is verse that is very strong against homosexuality. Short answer, yes.
Which one?
Okay. But he said he don't know the surah. Are you Shia or Sunni Muslim?
Neither.
So how can you be a Muslim?
Right.
You would have to be one or the other.
Because I am one who submits my will to do the will of Allah, and that's what Muslim means.
Can you show a surah or verse that says what you just said?
Yes, the Holy Quran talks about Abraham saying that he is a submitting one, or was a submitting one.
Okay, but now Abraham is not a Muslim, or Abraham would be a Hebrew. He wouldn't be a Muslim.
Abraham was not a Hebrew.
You sure?
I mean, if you were asking the question, put it that way. If that was a question, I'm answering.
No, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with you saying that. But the Bible clearly says Abram the Hebrew. Genesis 14 and 13, as I'm reading, it says, and there came one that had escaped and told Abram the Hebrew.
Right.
Can you show us?
So Abram is a Hebrew. So he wouldn't be a Muslim. So I'm asking you to show me the surah that says you don't have to be a Sunni or Shiite. That's what I'm asking you.
Google it, brother.
The Holy Quran teaches that Abraham was a Muslim.
Wait a second.
Also, the Bible says that Abraham was from Ur of the Chaldees. That's what the Bible says about Abraham. So you have a Bible that's obviously contradicting itself.
Well, that's not a contradiction because I could be from New York, but I'm an Israelite from New York. So that's not a contradiction. Ruth was a Moabite, but she was an Israelite that just lived in Moab. Paul was a Roman citizen, but he was an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. Being from the land does not make you the people of that land. I think that's all the questions I got. I can't think of no other questions besides that. I'm sorry. Wait. Hold on.
Are there any laws in the Quran against drug use?
Are there any laws in the Quran against drug use or drug addiction?
Yes.
And can you cite the verse?
The Holy Quran says, intoxicants and games of chance are only an uncleanness, so shun it, that mercy may be shown you.
Say it one more time, I'm sorry.
The Holy Quran says intoxicants and games of chance.
Can you give the surah for that? Or you don't know it?
No, sir.
Okay, you saying you don't know it. Okay, no problem.
In other words, if you're asking me, do I know exactly what chapter and verse?
Right.
No.
Because I like to look it up. That's why I'm asking. And the last, and just... No problem. And
The
then...
Holy Quran says intoxicants and games of chance are only an uncleanness, so shun it that mercy may be shown you.
Okay, and then my last statement, I don't have another question, but my last statement when you said Abraham was a Hebrew, in Surah 6 and 163, it says, no partner has he, and this I have been commanded. I am the first among you of the Muslims. Muhammad was the first Muslim,
Right.
not Abraham.
Right.
With that I yield with questions that I have. No, you kind of got the floor now.
You let me know what to do, Brother Garfield.
No, you actually have the floor to grill me now.
Yes, you now. All right, so go ahead, Brother Eric. You're going to ask him questions.
Captain Tazaryach, is God a man or a spirit?
He's not a man like you and I, but he is a man, and he's also a spirit. Exodus 15:3 says the Lord is a man of war, but he's not a man like you and I. Daniel 7:9 says he does sit, so he has a throne that he sits on. So he's not a man like you and I, but he is a man and he has a spirit.
What kind of man is he, since he's not a man like you and I?
He's the boss. He's the king. He's in charge. He tells you what to do, you do it. He puts his spirit on you, you do it. He would be the boss.
All right. Let me ask the question this way. Is God a physical, flesh and blood human being? Or is he something other than a human being?
No, I wouldn't say he's a physical, flesh and blood human being. Like I would say, like Isaiah 55 says, my thoughts are not your thoughts, my ways are not your ways. So I wouldn't put him on the same level as us, because you have a most high God. Now, if you're talking about like you and I being God, if you talk about you and I being gods, like Psalms 82:6, yes, we can be a God, which God by definition just means power, angel, messenger, authority. So I can be an authority, you can be an authority. In your house, you're a God. But to be the most high, he wouldn't be the same as us.
All right. Is the white man the devil?
Hell yeah. That's one thing you got right. Hell yeah.
Why do you say the white man is the devil? What makes the white man a devil?
The word devil just means deceiver. And so when we talk about the so-called white man, like you have deceivers that exist on the face of the earth. But when we say the white man is the devil, or like John 8:44, when Christ says you are of your father the devil, being a deceiver, the white man owns that. It fits on him perfectly like a three-piece suit. So he's the spirit of the devil. You like that answer? I see you like that. Yeah, it fits on him. So he's the devil because he wears that deception perfectly. And that's what devil means, deceiver. Can I get another water?
I believe that the rules of the game are that I'm only allowed to ask questions and not teach or rebut everything. But let me just...
No, you can do whatever you want, I think, with your time. Like this me and you right now, so I'll give you the honors to do whatever you want to do. You go ahead and rock out.
I just want to say that what makes the white man the devil is not his behavior. What makes the white man the devil is not that three-piece suit that you are so right that fits him perfectly. What makes the white man the devil is that he is a grafted man from the original black man. He's not a natural man at all. He does not exist out of the same law that you and I exist. You are a natural man. Nature did produce you, but the white man was produced by absolutely unnatural means. That's what makes the white man the devil.
Oh, okay.
That's why even a white Muslim is the devil. I don't care how much you pray. I don't care how much he does anything else Islamic. He is still the devil. his behavior would allow him to, have
Right.
limited dealings with us, but he's still the devil because he can't be a Muslim by nature. He can only be a Muslim by behavior. Now let me ask you some more questions.
Okay.
Who is your prophet?
Christ.
Jesus?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so Jesus is your man. All right. And so what is your scripture?
Genesis to Revelation.
Okay, so Jesus is your prophet. Genesis to Revelations is your scripture.
Hey, can I add something to what you
Yes,
said
sir.
about the white
Yeah.
man? I appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir.
And I know y'all believe that Yakub created the white man. I know that's y'all notion, right? From a biblical perspective, Genesis 25 and 23. So even if you go with the Yakub theory, you would be saying a black person created the white man, right?
Yes, sir.
No problem. So for our dynamic, Esau comes, or the white man comes from two black parents. So when you read Genesis 25 and 23, it says, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and 1 people shall be strong. So when it says 2 nations, the nation of the white race and the nation of the black race are separated even from the womb. That's why we can't be joined together. The greatest thing you said, Eric, was even a white Muslim can't be with you. Because what you know in your spirit is that a white man could never be righteous. So even though he's calling himself a Muslim, he can't sit with me because we're not the same people dynamically. So we could have a different origin of the so-called white man. But one thing we do agree is that he's the devil. I just wanted to add that part.
Yes, sir. We have no disagreement there.
Sure.
Here's my thing.
Right.
Who revealed the truth to the world that the white man is the devil? Was it Hebrews or was it the Nation of Islam?
I would definitely say it was Israelites. I would go back as far as Nat Turner. I would go far back as, do we have the book When Our Slaves?
I have it, sir.
Can we get that? I'm going to show you in history. Now, if you want to say what I will give the nation credit for, if you want to say on a grand scale, the white man being the devil, I would definitely give y'all the props for that. Definitely. But y'all use the Bible for it. But if you want to talk about in history, Nat Turner, when he saw that serpent in the sky, he saw the devil in the sky, he said, let's go kill these white folks. When Denmark Vesey saw it, he said, I'm going to kill white folk. There was a story, I have this book in front of me, it's called When I Was a Slave. And this is slave memoirs that the slaves wrote. And I'm hoping you got the one where this black woman, Mary Armstrong, was 82 years old. And as she telling the story in the early 1900s, she called the white man and woman the devil. So I'm not going to give y'all credit for the term devil itself, but I will give y'all credit for the popularity of calling a white man the devil, if I'm making sense to you.
Yes.
I'm going to get right here. I'm going to go back to Brother Eric Mohammed, and I'm going to give you your 5-minute closing statement. This is going to be the end of the debate.
It's the Quran.
So your last 5 minutes.
Oh, hey, can I ask him one quick question, though, Garfield, before you do that? On this subject?
No.
Yeah, just one quick question. Does the Quran call the white man the devil? And if so, Surah, please.
No.
Thank you.
And the devil.
So drop that book, man. Come on to the Bible, man. Come on home, man.
That's right.
It says that Allah will gather the guilty blue eye on the day of resurrection. It's not about what the Bible actually says. It's about what it means by what it means. The truth of the white man as well as the black man has been hidden in plain sight for the past 6,000 years. And that's why a man had to be raised to give us books and interpretation of those books of the truth is there. properly in work. Thank you, Brother Barfield, for letting me answer and for letting me know.
All right, so your turn on, Brother Eric. You got 5 minutes. This is your closing statement for the debate.
Yes.
After this,
What's the sister's name?
All right. So go ahead, brother. Let's walk this start.
Let me say this.
What was the sister's
The
name?
nation
Mary
of
Armstrong.
Islam
It's
can't
like
get
maybe, let me see,
the
I'll find
white
it for you.
man is the devil right and be wrong about everything else. Nobody was out here teaching as a religious doctrine that the white man is the devil before the nation of Islam. That's a fact. There is no religious group that was teaching that the white race is a race of devils prior to the nation of Islam. If we got that right, better yet, since we got that right, that means we right about everything else. You can't just pick and choose what you want to admit we're right about, because if you're so right about everything else you say we got wrong, how come you didn't get that right? So once you admit we got that right, you have to admit we got everything right.
Oh, because it said the white man is the devil?
Yeah, they got it right, but they got it right because the Bible says it, not because the Quran doesn't say it.
The black man is God. Because the black man is the opposite of the white man, and the white man is the devil. You don't say that the white man is the devil in so and so and so and so and so and so such a sense, like explained about God. No, you talking about the physical flesh and blood human being white man is the devil. Well, the physical flesh and blood human being black man is the opposite of the physical flesh and blood human being white man. And if that white man is the devil, then that physical flesh and blood black man being the opposite of that devil is God. So we don't need to be looking for a God that's other than a human being, brother. The Nation of Islam is also that religious group, that quote-unquote religious group, that is, that revealed that the black nation, the black people, we are God. Now,
we are God. So
listen, I know it's supposed to get a rise out of a Muslim when you call Master Farad Muhammad a white man. It's hard for me to believe that you actually believe Master Farad Muhammad was a white man, but everybody that throw that out there, it sounds sexy and it makes people think you're winning the debate. Master Farad Muhammad ain't no white man, never been a white man, will never be a white man. And everybody who knows the Nation of Islam teachings knows that that's not what we teach. So if you believe he's a white man, if by chance you actually do believe that, no problem, that's your business. But don't say to people, I worship a white man, when you know damn well, I don't see Master Farad Muhammad as no white man. Master Farad Muhammad is a half original man. He got a black father.
He a half original. How the fuck are you a half original man, yo? How are you? What are you? Oh, he a demigod. Make sure I say that shit.
And that so-called white man.
he would be God because one is the devil.
Right.
So you already know when you say Master Farad Muhammad is a white man. Where's a white man coming to black people in America teaching us that we're God? Where's a white man coming to America getting himself in trouble with the white man of America, getting locked up and persecuted and run out of cities for the militant black nationalist teaching that he's giving to black people, and teaching that white people are devils and black people are God. So, I enjoyed this dialogue between us. I don't see it as anything hostile whatsoever. You did a reasonable good job of attempting to clown the Nation of Islam against Eric, but brother, I can see that you ain't really no greasy dude. I can see it. You ain't like that. You're a decent brother. So I don't have no grease for you. I enjoyed the conversation. It's all good. No patience, but I still look like your son. So I must know something you don't know. All praise to Allah. To the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. My oldest child was 40 years old. You ain't got for 6 years on.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for the information tonight. All right, brother Captain, you're up, my brother. This is your closing statement.
Hey, I like this dude. I just want to point it out. I do like Eric. I thought he was going to be a little bit more fiery. Maybe he has a level of respect that he says, so I appreciate that. It was definitely a good debate. I guess Father Muhammad must be a demigod or half demigod, because he said he's not full black, he's like half black, some kind of black. I don't think he's no black. Father Muhammad said he was a white man. I'm going to go with, what does mama call him, Clay? I'm going to call him Clay. So Father Muhammad said he's white, I'm going to call him white. I ain't following him. Say again? Yeah, Elijah Muhammad's son. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Elijah Muhammad's son called him white. So I can't really mess with that. But anybody actually watching this debate, the debate was the Bible or the Quran, which one is better for our people. Eric Muhammad didn't show anything out in the Quran that was better than the Bible. At best, he's just as much against the Quran as I am, except for that Kaaba stone, though. He did say you got to circle that Kaaba stone. And that's the problem with our people. With Christians, it's that wooden cross. With the Muslims, it's that rock in Mecca. And the Bible, Deuteronomy 28:64, and this is why Romans 15:4 says, whatsoever was written aforetime was written for our learning, that be patient and comfort of the scriptures, we might have hope. And Deuteronomy 28:64 clearly says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. We never knew of that wooden cross called Christianity, and we never knew of that rock called Allah. And he has not disproven that. He has not shown a law against homosexuality. Shout out to Shalayala for that one. He has not really shown any, if anything, Eric has shown, if you take away the part of what that he said about circling that rock, what he's really shown is that practicing everything outside of the Quran is better for black people. Even that whole devil thing with the whole blue eyes and all that bullshit, nobody was, until Elijah Muhammad read John 8:44, they never said the white man was a devil. The Bible taught you. The Quran did not teach you. The Quran did not teach you that the white man was a devil. The Bible taught you that the white man was a devil.
Verse 122.
I read that earlier. You might have missed that. Yeah, when we special people, I read that earlier. I appreciate that. So again, definitely good spirited debate. Like I said, I like a lot of anybody that hates the so-called white man. I'm more than likely going to agree and rock with them. So definitely a spirited debate. But he has not shown anything in the Quran tonight that would make anybody follow that. And anybody watching this debate, you'll see I crushed it pretty easily. So with that, I yield.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I do want to say I do have a poll. If people want to vote who want to debate, it should be popped up on the screen somewhere while you're watching. I don't know where it is, but you should be.
At the bottom where it says participants, polls, and chat is right next to that. I just don't know whose choice. Oh, I'm choice one. Let me vote for myself.
Give him 2 points, Kat.
Yeah, the link was a jam up, Garfield. I was trying to get brothers in there.
Anyone, if you came to debate and you came to debate, you're going to get an email in the morning.
Right.
So those who pay through Cash App, 2 or 3 people, just email me in the morning and say I want to see something in it, and I'll send you the debate the link.
Yeah, and I'll make sure, because I'm going to probably do a clubhouse on my room after this, and I'll let them know anybody that bought the debate, they'll get an email with the debate. So you might not have seen it live, but you'll definitely get an email with it.
Fourth dimension.
Yeah. All right, Brother Eric, I want to say thank you for tuning in.
Oh, this is a new one. Smell that one.
What I'll do is I'm going to stop the recording right now. All right, I'm going to stop it. If you guys
recording
want to
stopped.
stay on and take questions from the audience, I'm going to take a couple of questions. If you guys want to wait around and
You stop.
a couple of questions.